Sir Kalen, Knight of the Silver Griffin, gripped the worn leather of his saddle, the wind biting at his exposed face. He spurred his warhorse, Destrier, forward, the rhythmic thud of hooves echoing across the desolate, windswept plains of what was once France. It was the year of our Lord 1488, but this was not the France history remembered. The 100 Years' War had never truly ended, fractured kingdoms clinging to existence, constantly warring amidst a landscape scarred by black powder and desperate survival. He followed a cryptic map, etched onto a piece of ancient parchment he'd retrieved from a crumbling monastery, a map that spoke of a, quote, gateway beyond time, where steel meets lightning. For weeks, the map led him east, past ravaged villages and fortified outposts, until he reached the rumored location, the ruins of Reims Cathedral, a shattered monument to a forgotten faith. There, amidst the rubble, a shimmering portal pulsed with an unsettling energy, crackling with arcane symbols that defied comprehension. Kalen dismounted, drawing his own well-worn steel longsword. "Steady, boy," he murmured, patting the horse's neck. He approached the portal, his heart pounding in his chest. The air hummed, thick with ozone and something else. Taking a deep breath, Kalen stepped through. The world exploded in a cacophony of light and sound. The scent of ozone intensified, mixing with something acrid metallic. He stumbled, his armor clanging, as he found himself on a slick metal platform. Gone was the desolate landscape, replaced by towering structures of steel and glass that pierced the sky, their surfaces flashing with neon lights in hues he'd never seen. The air throbbed with a relentless, pulsating beat. This was not France. This was not any place he knew. Before him stretched a city unlike any he could have imagined. Neo-Viridia, the map proclaimed, stenciled in flickering neon above a towering archway. He was surrounded by people dressed in strange, tight-fitting clothes, their bodies augmented with metal and glowing implants. Some stared, others simply brushed past, seemingly unfazed by the sight of a knight in full armor. Disoriented and bewildered, Kalen struggled to reconcile this impossible reality with everything he knew. He had to find a way to understand this new world and find the legendary sword no matter the cost. He soon encountered a street urchin named Pixel, a young girl with bright pink hair and cybernetic eyes that scanned him with wary curiosity. Pixel, skilled at navigating the city's underbelly, recognized Kalen's naivete and the archaic value of his armor. She offered to guide him for a price, of course. Information was the city's most valuable currency. Kalen, desperate for answers, reluctantly agreed. Magic, or at least the kind he knew, was considered a myth. The shadow he spoke of might be understood as a powerful rogue AI, or perhaps a corrupted virtual reality program. She wasn't sure. But she knew where to start looking for Ascalon, or something like it. She led him to a hidden archive beneath the city, a place where forgotten knowledge was hoarded by a group of tech-savvy rebels known as the Analog Resistance. They believed in preserving the past, fearing the dangers of unchecked technological advancement. The Analog Resistance believed the quantum core was the key to fighting the corporations that controlled Neo-Viridia, entities like Omnicorp, whose influence stretched across the globe, their technology both a blessing and a curse. But Omnicorp was also aware of the core's existence, and they were willing to do anything to obtain it. Kalen found himself caught in the middle of this conflict, his medieval sense of honor clashing with the morally ambiguous landscape of Neo-Viridia. He agreed to help the Analog Resistance protect the quantum core, seeing it as his duty, a modern-day quest to safeguard the innocent from a powerful, faceless evil. His armor, though heavy, provided a crucial defense against energy weapons. He became a symbol of hope for the Resistance, a warrior from a bygone era fighting for their future. Among the Resistance was Anya, a brilliant hacker and engineer, who saw in Kalen a kindred spirit, a fighter against tyranny, regardless of the era. She helped him adapt to the technology of the future, crafting modifications for his armor and even teaching him to wield energy weapons. Their bond deepened, forged in the crucible of shared danger and a mutual respect for each other's skills and values. Kalen faced relentless cyborgs, augmented soldiers, and cunning corporate executives, each encounter testing his skills and resolve. He learned that Omnicorp intended to use the quantum core to control the entire virtual world, trapping humanity in a digital prison, ensuring their absolute dominance. The cult he had fought in his own time was nothing compared to the scale of Omnicorp's ambition. The climax arrived in Omnicorp's headquarters, a towering skyscraper that dominated the city's skyline. The final confrontation took place in the core's chamber, a sterile, white room where the quantum core pulsed with raw energy. Standing before them was CEO Thorn, the ruthless head of Omnicorp, a man who had replaced much of his own body with cybernetics, blurring the line between man and machine. He sneered at Kalen, dismissing him as a relic of the past. "You cannot stop progress, Knight," Thorn declared, his voice distorted by electronic enhancements. Kalen, however, was undeterred. He drew his long sword, the steel gleaming in the cold light of the chamber. A fierce battle ensued. Thorn, wielding advanced energy weapons, proved a formidable opponent. Anya provided support, disabling security systems and hacking into Thorn's cybernetics, while Pixel used her knowledge of the city's network to disrupt Omnicorp's defenses. Kalen, drawing on his years of training and his unwavering resolve, fought with a ferocity that surprised even himself. He deflected energy blasts with his sword, parried attacks with his shield, and gradually wore Thorn down. Finally, with a desperate lunge, he disarmed Thorn, his sword point resting against the CEO's cybernetic throat. Killing Thorn wouldn't solve the problem. It would only create a power vacuum, potentially leading to even greater chaos. He chose a different path. With Anya's help, he uploaded a program into Thorn's system, a program that would expose Omnicorp's crimes to the world, revealing their plans to control the virtual world and their exploitation of the city's underclass. The program spread like wildfire, revealing the truth to the citizens of Neo Viridia. The people, finally aware of Omnicorp's true nature, rose up in protest. Neo Viridia was plunged into chaos, but it was a chaos of liberation. A chance for a new beginning. With Omnicorp defeated, the quantum core was secured. The analog resistance, now a powerful force for change, decided to use the core to create a more equitable society, one where technology served humanity, not the other way around. Kalen, his mission accomplished, felt a pull back towards his own time. He bid farewell to Anya and Pixel, promising to never forget them. He stepped back through the portal, leaving behind the neon lights and the metallic scent of Neo Viridia. He carried with him the knowledge of the future, the understanding that even in the darkest of times, hope can be found in the most unexpected places, and that courage, honor, and compassion are timeless virtues. He returned to his kingdom, not with Ascalon, but with a different kind of weapon, knowledge. He used his newfound understanding of strategy and technology to help his people defend themselves, not just against the encroaching cult, but against the ever-present threat of war and famine.